What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Lunch with Lattice. I am your host, Lattice. So today, we're having one of my all-time favorites, steak tip sub with curly fries from the Tin Whistle in Salem, Massachusetts. So clearly, we are not at the office today. We're actually at one of my units. I have to do a little work here, and I'm waiting for electrician, HVAC, plumber, a few guys to come by and give me some quotes. So I figured, let's do a video. It's time for some lunch. What is a 203K loan? Well, Section 203K enables a home buyer to finance not only the purchase price of the house, but also the rehab costs of the house, all into one loan that you pay monthly as a mortgage payment. Now, traditionally, what you would do is you'd purchase a home with a mortgage, and then any additional costs that you want to do for upgrades or rehab, whatever it might be, you would have to pay out of pocket, or go get a construction loan, or put it on a credit card. So you wouldn't have it all financed in one place. But now, what you can do is you buy the property and you finance whatever those costs are going to be into your mortgage. Why is this good? Well, they have FHA 203K loans, which means you could put down as little as 3.5% on the purchase of the property, but also factor in the cost of rehab. So instead of you buying a property 3.5% down and then having to come out of pocket for another 20 grand for rehab, that 20 grand can be wrapped into your mortgage and spread out over 30 years, or whatever the length of your mortgage might be. So this is very beneficial because it's difficult enough to save up for a down payment, but now you have to save up for any rehab costs. So the 203K loan actually gives a lot of first-time home buyers many more options than if they weren't gonna have renovation costs built in, because let's be honest, it is very difficult to save up a down payment for a house. I mean, you got your rent, you got your car, you got your insurance, maybe you got health insurance, you got a lot of bills. So how are you gonna save up 15, 20, 30 grand for a down payment, then another 10, 15, 20 grand for rehab? But now, if you can combine all these costs together, finance it over 30 years, now as a first-time home buyer, you can look at a lot more properties than if you didn't have the option to finance the construction costs. So how does it work? You say, all right, bank, I'm gonna buy this $400,000 house. I need to put 100 grand into it, so just give me 500,000. Not quite. When you're going for one of these loans, the bank will send out an appraiser, and the appraiser is gonna come up with two numbers. One is gonna be the as-is value of the house. Very simple, it's what is the property worth right now in its current state, current condition. The other number they're gonna come up with is the subject to value. What that means is, what is the property most likely gonna be worth once you finish all the renovations that you're planning? That way, if you need $100,000 on a $400,000 house because you think it's gonna be worth $550,000, $500,000, but the bank looks at the comps and they put the subject to value at $450,000, they're not gonna give you that extra $100,000, because if you default and the bank takes over the property, they can only sell it for $450,000. That means they're losing $50,000. Now, full disclosure, I did not purchase this property with a 203K loan. I purchased it 3.5% down, FHA, owner occupied, back in 2018. I did not know about the 203K loan. No one told me about it. I didn't have someone as awesome to eat lunch with as you have. So 203K loans are extremely valuable. Let me just show you around here. So right now, we're redoing a kitchen. Ripped out all the old cabinets, ripped up all the old floors, put down new floors. We don't have any heat in here yet, so that's keeping me warm. New appliances, of course. New floors throughout the whole apartment. Took out the old heating systems here. And we're redoing the bathroom. So this was not cheap. And it was not easy for me to save up the down payment back in 2018 when I bought it. But if I could have gotten a loan for the amount I purchased this for, plus let's say $30,000, $25,000 for all this renovation, I could have done that, rented this out for a lot more money, and I would be fine right now. And I wouldn't have to be paying money out of pocket, spending my Fridays here doing work, waiting for contractors. I could have just gotten that out of the way when I first purchased it. But I was not lucky enough to have someone to tell me, John, 2 or 3K loan, makes sense. So I hope you guys learned something today. I want to keep this short and sweet because I got to get back to doing some work. I'm going to have to paint later on. I really hate painting, but you know, it is what it is. So like always, thank you for coming to lunch, guys. Really appreciate it. The Tin Whistle, Salem, Massachusetts. It's a great dive bar, pool table, unreal food, like great spot, local spot. So again, just want to say thank you.